So we're on to the 10th match now. This is the one that I wasn't actually expecting to play. I was feeling pretty done for the day. Wasn't super keen to play at this point, but was just trying to see if I could get back into top 32. This hand is pretty good. We have a protected Doomsday. We can protect it with two different ways. And all we really want to do is maybe try to find a way to draw into our pile. So we might use Merchant Scroll to find a gush at some point. We know opponent is most likely on Hogaakvine. I played against them a bunch in testing, and they were almost exclusively on the Hogaak deck. We lost to them a fair bit as well, and I think part of it is because of some of the hands that I've been keeping against Bazaar decks, and I think perhaps my mulligans against Bazaar decks need some work. I think I'm not evaluating hands correctly. Also, opponents doing some of this nonsense as well, where they're basically just well, you'll see. So this turn they're going to chip in for 4. We'll go to 16. And they don't quite have lethal on the board, but they have pretty close to. So we have one more turn. Ancestral is perfect. But if they can get another Vengevine in here, then we're actually dead. So we go to 3, which is exactly enough for us to fetch. Cast Dark Ritual, cast Doomsday. And then cast Ancestral Recall, drawing into Black Lotus, Thassa's Oracle, and Unknown card. So this is another hand where, like, we can use a peak, but it actually probably isn't ideal. Oh yeah, I guess we could. Yeah, okay. So we could use peak to. That seems fine. So if we draw the Sapphire as well, then we can use the Sapphire for the peak and still be able to hold up Flusterstorm in a pinch, should anything weird happen. And so we managed to get this one by the skin of our teeth. This is going to be just our standard leyline, like our standard Bazaar tech, but we might want to consider a Flusterstorm as well, just because they play Cabal Therapies. So Mystical Dispute, we probably actually want to keep Force of Negation. I think cutting Force of Negation might be a mistake. Now we want to cut a Necro, some number of Street Wraiths. And yeah, dig seems like a reasonable cut as well. The reason to cut dig is we're probably not going to play like a knockdown drag out game, where dig's actually going to be castable. This hand seems fine. We probably just want to say island go and try and find like a draw spell. And we have a force of will as well. So Chalice is annoying, but it's not game over. Maybe we do need to force the Chalice in this kind of matchup. Maybe that's actually something that's just necessary. The reason we might want to do that is Chalice makes it so that it's incredibly hard for us to win with any card. It makes a lot of our combo lines a lot harder because we do tend to hinge fairly heavily on a Lotus. So like a Gush can be fine if you can use it to generate mana, or if you're going to have 2 blue floating, which means you kind of probably need it in hand. So maybe it was correct to just force the Chalice there, and maybe try to combo, just cast Doomsday on the first turn. So opponent has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage currently on the board. Deathrite Shaman's fine. That means they think they now have lethal. And we just haven't found a way to draw into our pile. So, like, a Street Wraith would have actually just been perfect here, because a Street Wraith would have given us a Gush. But we'll concede. We'll have to concede. I think I'm being optimistic with that, because I think Rootwaller... Well, Deathrite Shaman's 2 damage regardless. Rootwaller... Oh, and Bloodghast have haste at 10 life too. So that's definitely lethal. We will... So this hand's a little bit frustrating. Like, it's capable but borderline. And it really needs a second land to function properly. So a second land gives us the ability to gush. So we have a lot of draws that are likely to make Gush live pretty quickly. Like any of our cantrips, any land, of course. So we have something like... So 13, 17. We have 20-something draws. So I think that's okay. We're letting the Collector Roof go. The Chain of Vapor lets us remove that. Preordain's great. And we've unfortunately managed to whiff on our Preordain, which is a little bit of a problem. Crop rotation. I think we need to force the crop rotation. And I don't think we're actually meant to pitch the Chain of Vapor. I think we're meant to cycle Street Wraith instead. Not that it would have made much of a difference, but maybe we were meant to just like force pitch, force, hold the Chain of Vapor. I'm not sure, unfortunately. Root Wall is eventually going to be a problem for us as well. Just at the moment, we're drawing so many duds. We're just completely drawing the wrong half of our deck, unfortunately. And so opponent's going to chip in for 5, which basically means we have little to no time left in this game. We have to force the hollow one. And I think that actually, yeah, okay, that's just game over. So they've had quite a punishing draw for us. And Tabernacle's too little too late at this point, unfortunately. We need to, yeah, just scoop it up and move on. And that's taken us to the end of Eternal Weekend.